What's good, YouTube? It's Xavier Sturzler here today with another quick little airsoft video. Today I wanted to do like a quick little review for you guys, slash update kind of thing on the ARES STRIKER-01 Amoeba, whatever. As you guys saw by the title, I'll have it right in the title. Anywho, so in my unboxing video of the of this gun right here, I kind of ripped it a new one. And it's because I had a lot of issues when I first opened it up. Now though, I have to say I really like it. I really like this gun. I haven't ripped it apart yet. I didn't have to. Actually, I ended up just lubing the shit out of the bolt, and now it works. Because I don't know, for those of you who saw my review or unboxing, like this bolt stuck like crazy. Pretty much to fix that, I just used the shit out of it. I just abused the hell out of the gun, and I took some of my Get Some 1000 lube from my Daytona kit and threw that on here. Alright, so I guess I'll just quick run down what's metal, what's not. I know you guys like to see that. So anywho, okay, so the gun when it comes in the box has some shitty little flash hider on here, as they always do. I got this Striker Amoeba flash hider from eBike for $23 extra when I picked up the gun. I just think it adds a nice look. It might be a little bit too big actually. It's like a tanker muzzle brake. This was again $23, and it's a 23mm counterclockwise thread. So this is considerably larger than your stock AEG threads, which means it's not going to accept your standard muzzle brakes, unfortunately. Oh well. Still. So obviously that flash hider is aluminum as well. This whole outer barrel here, this is all aluminum, bringing it all the way back into the upper receiver. Now I will say on this gun that the aluminum has a really nice finish. It's like a matte, almost feels like Cerakote. Not quite, but you can kind of see that it's matte. It's kind of gritty, I guess would be the word to say. I do like it. It feels solid. It doesn't feel too thin. Like if you guys have ever had like a Well MB03, it feels very thin around the barrel. And if you ever break the barrel, you'll see that it is very thin around the barrel. This doesn't have that feeling at all. It feels like pretty tough. It feels like it would take a lot to break that, which is nice. It can survive a few tree branches, if you know what I mean. And then again, back on into the bolt here. The bolt is made out of the same aluminum that the barrel itself is made out of, but the bolt is a lot thinner. And if I go ahead and rack this for you, you can kind of see it's slotted there. And you can really tell that the bolt is a lot more flimsy than the rest of the outer barrel slash receiver. You can even see the thickness on the aluminum on the receiver right there. You can see how thick that is. I have to say, I do like it. The receiver feels good, the barrel feels good, the bolt feels flimsy, which is kind of a disappointment. It is what it is. I might be biased because again, when I got this gun, I don't know if I had a lemon or whatever the fuck it was, but this bolt just did not work worth a damn. I mean, it survived me just racking the shit out of it, so it can't be that bad. That's another thing too. This gun it takes AEG springs, which is an awesome thing to note. This gun comes stock with an M130 spring. So it should be shooting right around just under 400. eBike has it at like 410, I think, FPS. I don't have a chrono, so I can't really tell you. My only chrono was poor Gabby, who had to take one for the team. Unfortunately, I didn't get it on camera. Whatever. It left a welt, I'll say that much. Yeah. Alright, now moving on to the lower receiver. As you guys can see here, the lower receiver is obviously not going to be a metal. You wouldn't want this to be metal. It's a polymer. But the polymer that they used here is very nice. It feels almost like a PTS. If you're looking for a seam here, you can very, very faintly see the seam. It's actually better than almost all of my other polymer guns. Like, it's better than the Well. It takes crap on Well. It almost feels like the DuPont reinforced polymer that PTS uses on their like Masada, their $500 Masada, their ACR. That's almost what it feels like, not quite to that extent. It feels very nice. Feels like a Magpul PTS polymer magazine. Also is true for this magazine. It's obviously meant to kind of resemble like the PTS mags. I think that's pretty much what they were going for with this gun, is like a PTS R700 kind of thing. But yeah, onto the mag, while I'm on it. The magazine here is a polymer. It's the same exact polymer that the receiver is made out of. It feels very solid. It's a 50 round low capacity magazine, which is fine by me. It's a sniper rifle. You don't need a frickin' drum mag on a sniper or high cap on a sniper. I prefer mid caps. 50 rounds is pretty low, but it is actually higher than most sniper rifles. Typically like a A Tokyo Marui VSR-10 would have maybe 20, I want to say it's 29 rounds, 31 tops. So 50 is a big step up from that. That's, you know, it's almost like 40% more rounds, so can't complain there. If you have to shoot the same person 40 times, then probably shouldn't be using this gun in the first place. Okay, so I did have some gripes on the gun. As you guys can see coming on screen right now, this gun's trademarks. I love it on the one side. I love it on the left side here. I'll go ahead and throw up a few different shots on screen here. But yeah, as you can see on the left side, I like those trademarks. They look good. It's got like, you know, ARES Amoeba, Striker AS-01, so there's a name. No, it looks good. I like that. It's etched into the receiver, which is kind of cool. Where this thing gets me upset, it really grinds my gears, is on the polymer body itself. So on the body, you can see here, again, it says warning, read instructions or read manual before use. Now that to me is kind of frustrating because that's etched into the polymer body. I don't know why on God's green earth they would so choose to etch that into the body, because that means that, you know, every idiot and their mom that picks this up, that's the first thing they're going to see. I mean, if it was a sticker, fine, because I can tear it off. I hate those stickers, but I can tear it off so it doesn't detract from the aesthetics of the rifle. Oh well, you know, it is what it is. I also don't really like the patent pending thing up front there. There's really no way around it though. Trademarks on the magazine, on the other hand, really nice. I really like the trademarks on the magazine. There it says 338 Win, which I would have preferred it said 338 Lapua, but you know, whatever, same thing. So it says mod PMG AS45. I have no idea what the fuck that means. I just know it looks cool. Amoeba arms, that's cool. FG HK LTD, again, pretty cool. Coming back to the trigger mechanism. Okay, so the trigger in this is, I want to say it's exactly the Tokyo Marui variant trigger, VSR-10, which is good because that means you can upgrade your sears at any given time. That's awesome, and the fact that they were able to put that in conjunction with AEG, like the rest of your internals being AEG internals, that's pretty cool. This trigger is not adjustable, however, it is a very short pull. I'll go ahead and show you guys that. So you can see here, about maybe a centimeter travel, not even. And then it kind of jumps at the end there. It's not the shortest pull trigger that I've dealt with. It's not nearly as short as my E&L trigger. But again, you can see, got about that tiny little bit of travel, and fire. Again, it's not the best trigger that I've had. There's certainly better. I wish it was adjustable like some of the other models, but it'll do the trick, you know? Alrighty, now the gun does not come with a scope or any iron sights. Unfortunately, the scope you guys are seeing on screen is actually a scope that I got from Amazon, which, holy crap, if I told you guys how much that scope costs, you'd be fucking astounded. I'll probably do a whole video on Amazon sights and scopes and what the best ones you can buy are, because these are real steel scopes. They're cheaper than the airsoft ones, and they take a flying leaping shit on all the airsoft scopes. You like the ones you'll find on eBike for equivalent are probably like $500–600. Now I digress, but still, it's just some good knowledge to have. The gun, shooting wise, is not the most accurate thing in the world. The hop up in this gun, first of all, its placement for the adjustment wheel is just fucking stupid. It's just fucking stupid. I don't know why the hell they chose to put it right here on the top of the gun, but they did. Basically what that means is every time I want to adjust my hop up and put it in line with my scope, I have to remove my scope to then adjust the hop up. Now just to go ahead and show you guys that here. Okay, so here's the, as you guys saw where that is up top there, but here, I'm trying to put this in here, this Allen key, and once it's actually set, which you have to literally turn it like fucking 30 times to get it onto the rubber itself, once it's actually set, this Allen key does not fit inside of here with my scope on here. And really this would be the same case with any scope you'd put on this gun, and not just this one, even though this one is absolutely massive. The point at which you try to enter is right at the 1-inch part, which is the same for, it's almost universal for all scopes and flashlights and whatnot. So yeah, it makes absolutely no sense why ARES would so choose to put the frickin' hop-up adjustment right here. See, I can get it in the hole, kinky, I can get it in the hole, but I can't get it all the way down in there enough to adjust it. So basically, what you're doing is you're firing with your scope on after adjusting, taking your scope off, and then adjusting your hop up. Basically, what I found the best thing to do was first sight in your hop up as much as you can to your scope, and once you find that point where it's just not going to correct itself anymore, then adjust your scope to where that BB's going. So basically, it's like a two-step thing instead of a one-step. Do it all at once. Is what it is. It's one gripe I have on this gun. Oh well. Yeah. One other quick thing to note is the throw on the bolt. So after it's broken in, again, mine was super stiff and it stuck like crazy when I first got it. But now that it's lubed up, you can see there how nice and easy that is to move. It's not pink easy. It's not like HPA or anything like that. You can still rack it with your pinky, but it's still not crazy easy. But it is definitely easy enough that it's just a little alert. Sometimes on the forend, if you don't put it forward fast enough, it'll kind of stick up there. Not bad. Again, not worse than most other rifles that I've dealt with. It's just, commit to it. It's not bad. One thing I would really like to mention about this gun that I actually really appreciate ARES actually doing is utilizing a bolt that functions a bit more like a gas blowback / real steel. So as you can see here, when I rack this bolt, it's open. Also means that the way you compress your spring feels a little bit different. It feels a lot more like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the inside of a VSR-10. It's that big long spring you're pulling back. And the spring is a lot shorter. So basically it feels like all your tension is right here. So up front, it's really weak. As you get right here, it gets thick. It gets tougher. Is what it is. It's still not too bad. An M130 AEG spring is a lot easier to rack than anything from a stock VSR-10. Now a well lubed up VSR-10, that's another story. I have one over here, my crappy JGR 700. That thing just super easy to pull, but I actually had to cut the spring to get it to that, and this is comparable. And again, you have a much shorter throw. So you can see there, you're only pulling it back maybe 4 inches at best, like 3 inches, honestly, and then it's back forward, and that's it. So I do appreciate them doing that. It's a different drop in the bucket, so to speak. I just like it. It's unique. The safety on the gun is where you typically find an R700 safety or any kind of Tokyo-Marui VSR-10 safety. It's right here. So forward is safety off, backwards is on the back it's safety on. Now another neat little gimmick this gun has is it tells you when you've racked the bolt already and when it's ready to fire and when it's not. So basically what that means is if you look at the gun now, you can see here there's nothing. It's just, you see this little lever here, probably wondering what the hell that even is. So I have not cocked the gun. Now I'm going to go ahead and rack the bolt and bring it back over here. You can see there's that little tiny red marker, and that's just alerting or letting you know that the gun's already been racked and it's ready to fire, which is kind of nice to have. Again, it's kind of a bit of a little gimmick. For me, it actually stopped working for a little bit. I actually had to fix that little lever by pressing it back in there to get it to function again. But it's kind of a gimmick. Not really something I'd ever find myself utilizing on the field. I typically know if I've racked the bolt or not. Whatever, it's still there. It's just to let you guys know that it is there. It is there, and it's kind of cool. Another nice thing for those techs out there about this gun is that it actually uses Tokyo-Marui spec VSR-10 bolts. So you can always swap this bolt out if you don't like that straight look, or if you want like the curved one down, or whatever else you might want. Even if it's a Barrett 50 cal bolt, you can put that on here, no problem, which is nice to have. Another neat little feature about this rifle is the mag release. So as you can see here, you have almost an AK style mag release. You kick that forward and the mag drops straight down, but what I really like is this right here. So the mag release is also actually connected at the back or the front of the trigger guard. So instead of having to come up here, you can stay right here, finger on the trigger, push that down, and that comes out, see? Overall, I think this gun, I think I was a little bit too hard on this gun when I first got it, and that's, again, I think just because mine was a bit stiff from the factory, or maybe I got a lemon, I'm not sure what it was. It took a bit to get that bolt to work properly for me. So, again, overall, I think I was a bit hard on it. It is a nice rifle. It's nicer than all the other, like, you know, like the JGs, it's the Bar 10s, the Well MBO series. Those are nice guns, but there's no comparison. The quality of build on this rifle is really, really impressive. It's modular, which means you can change your cheek pad, your stock, even your front hand grip here. You can change out your whole, pretty much everything. There's a ton of different upgrades you can do to this gun. The only gripes, again, being, again, I got this from the factory, kind of messed up, and then the hop-up. That hop-up wheel or Allen key thing is just incredibly obnoxious and annoying. I don't know why they chose to do it that way. Also, there's no bottom rail pre-installed. It has that little lug for a bipod adapter, like at most sniper rifles, but I would have appreciated how they just stuck a rail on there. Alrighty, sorry guys, I'm watching. I got 3 minutes left in my memory card. Yeah, okay, so to conclude, I think this gun is probably a solid, if I had to rate it in 3 different ways, one for aesthetics, one for performance, and one for overall. Aesthetically, this gun is gorgeous. It's a nice rifle. It looks different. It stands out. The magazine placement is nice. It's proper where it should be. It's not up here like on the VSR-10s. The R700 look is great. It looks like a Magpul R700 essentially with Remington 700, which is cool. It has the upper rail, so you can put your giant scope on there. It looks great with the giant scope. It kind of reminds me of a squat gun. So aesthetically, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 9 out of 10. For most sniper rifles, it's a really cool looking rifle. It's a genuine step up from the rest of the crowd. Performance-wise, I'm going to go ahead and give this, I'm going to say a 6 out of 10. Performance-wise, this gun did not perform the way I wanted it to. When I was sighting it in, it just did not want to shoot straight at all. It kept on wanting to veer left, and no matter how much I adjusted my scope or the hop-up, it just kept shooting left. On top of that, the range on this rifle was not great. It was right in between a standard AEG and my ENL. My ENL was shooting about 260, 270 feet. The stock AEG was shooting maybe about 50, 60 feet less than that. And this is somewhere right in the middle. Not accurately either, mind you. That's with .4s. Alright, so a 9 on aesthetics, a 6 on performance. I think rating it overall is a little bit different. I'm not going to just average the two. This thing's real saving grace is in the fact that it uses AEG internals. Slash VSR-10 for like the triggers and sears and whatnot. The reason I say that is because it uses AEG standard inner barrels and hop-up, which means this thing is super crazy easy to R-hop and super crazy easy to just slap a new spring in there and make it shoot crazy hot if you really wanted to. It does mean that your throw on your bolts is just going to be impeccably hard to... Your bolts is going to be impeccably hard to rack, but you know, it is what it is. Realistically, you don't need a ton of FPS to really get rounds on range. You don't need to be hurting people like that. Throw an M150 in this, you'll be fine. Throw a 601 R-hopped Prometheus, no, not Prometheus. Whatever, Lilacs, whatever brand you like for your barrel. I know everyone's picky on their own brands and whatnot, but yeah, that's kind of the rifle saving grace. So overall, I'm going to go ahead and give it an 8.5 out of 10. I know I gave it super low rating on performance, and that it should be lower than that, but because of that, the AEG stuff, and just the overall build quality of the rifle, it feels great in the hands. Its maneuverability is on point. It just feels right when you shoulder the rifle. It carries. It's light. I have a lot of hopes for this rifle. I think it can do a lot more than what I've done with it. And I know that it is definitely worth the $129 that I paid for it, or $119 that I paid for it. Honestly, at that price point, this rifle's kind of unrivaled for the sniper market. At the $106 or $59, the full price, it's still honestly worth it as long as you're a tech and you know how to work on these rifles. It's honestly still worth it. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just leave you guys with that. I will throw some shooting up, just so you guys can kind of see me shooting this a little bit, kind of in the end credits, so to speak. I do a ton more, it's just I'm literally like, I have 3 minutes left on my camera and I want to get this video tossed up immediately since it's been like 3 weeks. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. This review was less of a review and more of almost a rant and rave on this gun because I felt like, again, I really needed to revisit it. Because I was so absolutely hard on it in my initial unboxing. So yeah, I will catch you guys in the next video. I have like literally 7 or 8 videos recorded right now. I just haven't edited or done anything with. I don't know why. It's just been in a funk. You guys know how that goes. I'll start getting this stuff out to you guys. I mean, Nobody's missing me, so don't worry. If you care, you'll see some content. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.